Hello and welcome to Meister Arts and Crafts. I'm Libby Hoffmeister and today I'll be sharing some cards using the Spellbinders Club Blooms. I had a lot of fun just creating and so I just wanted to share that with you. So to start, here is the Spellbinders Club Blooms die set. This was the large die of the month for January of 2023, I believe. And I got it later, and I really like this die set. I think there's a lot of possibilities with it, so I wanted to use it and just play with it with some different color combos and stuff today. So I decided I would share it with you and just kind of let you have a look at my process and all of the things. So I'm starting by just die cutting all of these dies from various different colors of cardstock. I had picked a color combo originally, or like beforehand, and then I die cut from just a bunch of different pieces. So I picked some kind of neons. I did kind of yellow, orange, and pink, which I think is a beautiful color combination. And then I also added a little bit of green for the greenery, and I just kind of played and cut a bunch of different things with no real plan in mind. I just wanted to kind of have fun. And then for the second one, this one is actually one of my favorite color combos I've ever done. I did kind of like these kind of dusty pinks, and then I have a navy and a teal blue that I think play really well together. And then I also have this kind of granite or like dark gray color, like almost black, and then also a gold, which I think that's a really fun color combo. And I had a lot of fun just picking them and then just die cutting a lot of flowers and just kind of having fun and playing with this die set. It's the first time I had used it, so I just wanted to play and see what I could do. So yeah. Here I'm just assembling the flowers. It's pretty self-explanatory, or you can kind of just do whatever you want. There's no like, you have to layer it this way, you have to layer it that way. There are obviously some that are more obvious than others, but there's no real way you have to layer them up. So I just kind of had fun mixing and matching the different colors and styles of flowers together, and I just had a lot of fun playing with this die set. I think it's a really great and very versatile die set because again, you can kind of just customize how you layer it together and what color combos you use and all the different things. So I think this was really fun, and it was a great way to just get like used to this die set and like all it can do. So I think this was really fun and interesting experiment for me. I just wanted to share like kind of how I went about these cards and just playing with this die set for the first time. So yeah, and I thought I would give you some fun ideas. These are some of my favorite cards I've ever done, so I definitely wanted to share them with you today and just kind of let you in on kind of how I go about like die sets and things like that. So so when I was assembling that last one, you kind of saw that color combo there. So then you can see this one really well. You can see those kind of dusty pinks, and they work beautifully with this gold and like dark gray. And then it also plays really nicely with these teal and navy colors. I think it's just such a pretty color combination, and I think that's really what made these cards in the end were the color combos. So yeah, I'm just going to assemble these last flowers, and that will pretty much be it. I think I did about 2 of each of the flowers, or almost all of the flowers in this die set, and then I did a third of the big one because we're gonna do something here we're gonna make 2 cards instead of just 1. So I first started by just laying out all these dies and just kind of playing with the arrangement. Once I had something I kind of liked, I took a picture of it, and then I just dumped all the flowers off, and then I started cutting some stems off because I knew I was going to need to tuck the greenery into the bouquet. So I kind of like to start with the bigger florals or the bigger elements of the dies, and then I kind of work around when I am assembling, and then I just kind of I am following the way I had it on the in the picture for the most part. I did change a few things here and there, but for the most part it's similar. And I just kind of added a little bit of glue. I didn't want glue on like the tips of the flowers and the leaves. I tried to just add very little amounts of glue so that it would stick, but it wouldn't be like super it wouldn't be super stuck down or anything, because I think fluffing up all of the little petals and leaves really makes this card for me, and I really love how it turned out. Also, in the bottom left corner, I left a little bit of room for a sentiment. You don't have to do this, you could put the sentiment over your bouquet here, but there really isn't any rules to this. I was just kind of playing with arrangement and the different types of florals, getting like used to this die set, and like thinking of more ways I could use it. So I was just kind of having fun creating here. This was really fun and really soothing. So yeah, I really enjoyed this process, and it was really interesting. And again, I had a lot of fun with this, and these colors are so fun and vibrant. I had a lot of fun just kind of putting them, just like using this color combination, because I don't use neons a lot, but I think this is really fun for some florals. And then for the sentiments, I used the Spellbinders Mini Everyday Sentiments. I had foiled this in matte gold foil. I pre-make most of my foiled sentiments, so that's what I have. And then I'm using some thin pieces of cardboard on the back of the sentiment strip to give it a little bit of dimension and lift from the card panel, and then I will leave it in that open space that I left myself. Then for this card, I kind of played around with a little bit of arrangement, but then I decided I'm going to start with the biggest floral in the center, and then I can just work out from there. So I started with my biggest floral in the center, and I just kind of had fun playing with the different elements and putting them together. You can see here that I just kind of laid out them around it. I didn't add too many leaves or anything originally, but you could definitely add leaves as you go. I kind of added them in as I was going, but I just kind of laid out most of my florals before gluing them down. But I really like starting with that big floral in the middle. I think that really helped ground this, and then also it really gave me like something to work around, and it wasn't as intimidating, because I was really intimidated originally, but it really helped to kind of have that big flower in the center, and then I could work around that and just kind of move these florals around. I also left kind of a little bit of a hole in the kind of bottom center of my card for this sentiment. You definitely don't have to do this. You could fill the whole background, but I thought it was kind of a fun way to really help the sentiment stand out a little bit, and I think it looked really cool. I don't normally do this, and I think it was fun to kind of include the sentiment while I'm arranging my different pieces, just so that it like blends, or like it flows with the rest of the card. I also added these tiny little like florals or daisies in and around the different like in the blank spaces, or spaces where there was more room, and then it kind of filled it in, and I think it really added a lot. Here you see I am fluffing all of the petals and leaves. Again, I think this totally makes the card for these florals, and I really love it. Like this, I had a lot of fun with this and just really enjoyed playing with it and these different color combos again. This sentiment is from the Altenew Sweet Sentiments die set. This is one of my favorites, so of course I had to put it on this card. I thought about adding a sentiment strip as well, but I ended up not liking that idea, and I just went with the Simple Thanks, which I think was a good call, and it really is a beautiful sentiment on this floral background. And then I will finish that card off later with some embellishments. I actually will finish them all off with some embellishments. then I had told you that I saved a big flower. So here I've saved a big flower and a few leaves. I had a few extra leaves, so I decided I would add them to my card. Here you can see I'm just arranging the leaves around the floral. This one's pretty simple to put together. This one's a really easy way to use this set. I just added the big floral in the top center of the card, and then I'm just adding a few florals around it. I like an odd number of florals, especially when you only have one, or an odd number of leaves, especially when you only have one focal point. It really just is nice for like your eyes, and is visually very, very appealing when you have odd numbers. So I think this was a great way, I think when you're making this card, it's really, really great to have an odd number of a greenery. And then I'm going to add another one of those sentiment strips, again foiled with the matte gold to match my matte gold accent, fluffing up the little leaves and everything, because this really makes these cards. And then I will add that congratulations over the top of the floral, just to help it flow with the rest of the card and kind of be a part of the arrangement. And then I will finish it off with some sequins and stuff on these cards. So for the smaller flowers on this full background, I decided to add some matte gold pearls from Pink Fresh Studio. I will just add those to the center of the flowers. You don't have to do all of them, especially the ones that are sticking off the end. I also added some matte gold pearls around the sentiment on this single floral card, and I also added a white heart to that one underneath the sentiment. I added white hearts in the blank spaces on this floral card, and I think this totally tied the card all together. This card on the left is probably my favorite card I've ever done. I really, really love it and its beauty. And then I added some sequins, white sequins around this last card here, and a white heart under the sentiment to finish it off. So yeah, here are the finished cards in up close, and you get to see all that beautiful dimension and beauty. I really, really love how these cards turned out, and I'm so happy with the result of all of these cards, especially for just having fun and playing around. I had no intentions when I went into this card, and I'm so happy with how they turned out. So I just wanted to share them here. Not really any technique or fun video, but I just wanted to share some cards I made and having fun while doing it. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and come back next week for a new video. If you are interested in any of the supplies I used today, check the description box below. For more inspiration, please consider liking and subscribing, and for even more inspiration, check out my Instagram and Pinterest accounts at My Starts and Crafts. Thank you so much again. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.